What's going on, my broskiis? My name is Toadski, back again, here to bring you guys yet another One Piece Treasure Cruise video for Grand Party Day number 3. I definitely felt like today was a little bit more of an easier day. I got some really good matchups on my end, and everything just kind of worked out to how I wanted it to be. Luckily, all 3 of the matches you'll see in this video, all of them actually only were just won in the first 2 games, which is dope. I never had to go to match 3, but as we continue forward in this current season, it's going to be interesting to see how the meta will kind of develop as we have hidden teams, and trying to see how some of our teams are going to match up against potentially really bad ones. Like slasher teams this season, if you come up against squads with Roger Whitebeard, S-Hawk, Sanji Zoro, it's going to be really tough to take down those teams. I'm not 100% sure as of this moment, like what is actually the best matchup against this kind of squad, or if you do a mirror match, is it straight up RNG to see who wins it? It's going to be kind of rough. We'll see how things progress, but I feel like if you just stumble upon into a slasher team this season, you're not going to be in for a very, very good time. And you're even seeing here, like, I'm still using Free Spirit in this squad versus the opposing quick team. And, you know, albeit I am having a burst skill in this fight, but it definitely, it still works, which is kind of surprising. I was expecting the Free Spirit team and the Psy team to be really bad this season. I think if you're using like the Psy Free Spirit team, the one, you know, Yamato, Gear 5, Psy Odin, I feel like that team is not very good this season considering the debuffs, but Mono Free Spirit is still usable. Yes, they have reduced HP, I believe. Yeah, HP and speed down definitely hurts for sure, but it's not like they're missing out on that much, because the other key characters on this team, none of them are really strength aside from, you know, the Otama, which is like whatever, doesn't matter about her getting attacked down, and none of them are Psy. I mean, you got Free Spirit, I guess, with attack down, but the fact that Gear 5 does fixed damage and then damage through defense, the attack down doesn't really hurt him as much as some other characters like V2 Odin, for example. Now we move on to the second match here today, as once again, luckily, was able to find another opponent that is not using Gear 5 as their leader. One thing to note, by the way, is that still, some people just seem to do it. Like, it is good that people are applying the strategy of once they're completed their matches, they go in and change their GP leader to something that isn't Gear 5, and that's great. We obviously want to promote that as much as possible, but you got to remember, guys, that things will progress as the season continues, and the third team and then eventually the second team are going to be hidden. So you should probably ensure that the captain that you select is actually your bottom team, as, you know, being able to just say, hey, you know, my bottom team, I've selected the quick rare recruit Shiryu as my GP leader, signifying that, hey, my final team is going to be probably a quick team, right? I think that that is something that a lot of people should do, as, you know, this strategy is working really well, but being able to see what the bottom team actually is going to be something that you should probably take into account. So you'll see that I often do this from now on, that the GP leader that I switch to, which of course I show at the end of every video to show you guys how it is performed, I just make it whatever it's on my bottom row, just because it'll make it easier for, you know, anyone that decides to fight me in Grand Party, they can see exactly what my team is. And you're seeing in this game that we're coming up to now, up against this strength team, and I feel like this is a pretty good looking strength team here. It's the Kobe team. You got Jack for health cuts, you got Luffy, who is extremely scary, but also having that Pirate Rumble rare recruit Sanji alongside the Kobe, that's a good combo there. But luckily for us, we were able to like special bind and consistently reverse the opponents, and they really just couldn't launch any specials. Was very concerned about that Luffy, because if that Luffy launched his special, pretty sure we would have just lost the game, but luckily for us, that didn't actually end up happening. I do use the burst skill here, but the Luffy actually still survived because of his shield debuff or whatever it was. I don't know what it was, but he just was able to survive it, which was kind of wild. And after all this, we were still able just to knock out the Luffy. The Luffy got the reverse. He was special binded a little bit earlier from one of my character specials, which was really, really lucky, but ended up getting the dub, which we love to see. And then we move on to our final game here, as I am using my Slasher team up against my opponent's Dex team. Dex feels really easy to beat this season. You know, you could get a little bit unlucky depending on what you come up against. You know, if Big Mom is able to launch that special, she can do a serious amount of damage. And I know that a lot of people will opt to use strength teams up against opposing Dex teams. And you do have to be somewhat careful, because if that V1 Blackbeard's able to launch his special, it's gonna hurt. You know, doing a huge health cut, and then he does fixed damage to strength and quick characters, and then defense down to strength and quick characters. So you do have to be a little careful. That Blackbeard could cause a bit of issue, but of course Slashers just kind of destroy super ultra defensive tanky teams, so it just kind of works out luckily for us. But talking more about the last game here in this match, game 2, as I end up going up against the Cerebral team, and I can see that there are some people that are still trying to make Cerebral work this season, and I respect it, because Cerebral getting HP buffs and special CT increase, you think that's actually pretty good. But you'll see that I just use my quick team against it, the quick Slasher team with cross-skilled Smoothie, Roger Odin, stuff like that, and we're still able to win pretty comfortably. And once again, albeit we do have the Grand Party skill of Luffy Gear 5, which makes a big difference, no doubt for sure, but it wasn't really like a super like difficult match to really worry about. So yeah, I get that people are trying to make Cerebral work, and it definitely can be very annoying to go against, and the Cerebral team, I think, in theory, works really well against Free Spirit. And the reason why I say that is because specifically Robin Koala, I think it's in their passive, they make like Free Spirit characters get defense down like by level 5 or something, and then Robin Koala do a hell of a lot of damage with their special. So I do think that, you know, there are some issues with Cerebral, but I think that there could be some uses for it. And as I said, I think it's not terrible against Free Spirit. And the fact that Free Spirit is somewhat nerfed as well will probably make Cerebral a little bit better in this season because of that. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys today in day number 3 of Grand Party. Of course, towards the end of this clip here, there's going to be timestamps for me changing my GP leader, showing you guys exactly how that works. And then also my free red ticket from winning 8 or 9 games this season so far. So we're going to go ahead and move on tomorrow with day number 4 of Grand Party. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to go ahead and leave a like. And if you want to stay up to date with all the content I post, including more One Piece Treasure Cruise content, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. On that, guys, I'll see you guys within the next video.